Baruch ata Asherah anat melecha ha'olam asher kiddushoni b'mitzvotav v'tzivani lehitatif l'tzitzit. Erica, we don't have a well. We have a spring. So there's a mountain outside my window right there, and it's got really good soil, and it filters water quite well. And there are 3 springs that we've tapped off to the side of the mountain, and we drink it. It's very nice. Take a deep breath in. Exhale with tone. Good morning, everyone. Happy Thursday, Meg. What do you think my pronouns are, Ezra? So, long time no see, Savannah. I'm doing okay today. Maybe I'm even doing well. Maybe I'm doing well. Is that possible? We'll see. I've missed you too, Queen. I've missed making videos. I'm actually going to be working on TikTok today. After I finish this stream, I'm going down to the brook and I'm going to film some tadpoles. And you're going to get a very compelling video about toad sex. It's going to be great. It feels really good to be working on TikToks again. I took a long break, but I'm going to start publishing very soon. So what are we going to do today? We're going to say some old words in Hebrew. We're going to say the Shema. Shema means listen, right? And v'ahavta, you shall love. We'll say these Hebrew prayers, and then we'll read a little bit more from this story from ancient Canaan about Baal, the god king of the city of Ugarit. Then we'll say Arati, and then we'll say Kaddish, because that is the structure of the stream. And I hope you'll stick around. I hope you'll get something out of it. I certainly do. Sometimes I wonder what, but keep doing it, because it keeps me grounded. So, we'll begin with some old words in Hebrew. The word Shema means listen. Shema Yisrael Asher Eloheinu Yahweh Echad. Shema Yisrael, Yahweh Eloheinu, Yahweh Echad. Listen, Israel, listen, you who struggles with God. Yahweh Eloheinu, El, Baal, Asherah, Anat. All these gods are one God. One God. ואהבת את ענת אלוהיך ובכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך והיו הדברים האלה אשר נוחים מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ולכתך בדרך ובשכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. וחיה כי הביאך יהוה אלוהיך אל הארץ אשר נשבע לאבותיך לאברהם ליצחק וליעקב לתת לך עברים גדולות וטובות אשר לא בנית ובתים מלאים כל טובה אשר לא מילאת וברות עצובים אשר לא עשת גרים וזיתים אשר לא נתת והלכת ושבת הישמר לך פן תשכח את יהוה אשר הוציאך מארץ מצרים מבית עבדים. And you shall love Yahweh Eloheinu with all your heart, and all your soul, and all your might. And these words which I am reciting to you today, teach them to your children, and recite them when you are out on the road and when you are at home. And you shall bind them as a symbol on your hand, and let them serve as a sign on your forehead, and inscribe them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates. And when Yahweh Eloheinu brings you into the land that he swore to your fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, to assign to you, great and flourishing cities that you did not build, houses full of all good things that you did not fill, hewn cisterns that you did not hew, vineyards and olive groves that you did not plant, and you eat your fill, take heed that you do not forget Yahweh, who freed you from the land of Egypt, the house of bondage. It's quite a prayer, huh? Repeat me, and remember that everything that you have been given was not originally yours. So, now we will continue our reading from this book, Stories from Ancient Canaan. We are reading about Baal. Baal built a palace and proclaimed himself king. And he's threatened by death. And so now we're going to hear about Baal's journey into the land of the dead and his eventual resurrection. Because you know, secretly, Baal is Jesus. Jesus came 2,000 years after Baal did, but nonetheless, they're the same. Message of Baal the Conqueror. The word of the conqueror of warriors. Hail, El's son's death. I am your servant. I am yours forever. And El's son death was glad. I will put him into the hole of the gods of the earth. As for you, take your clouds, your wind, your bolts, your rain. Take with you your 7 lads, your 8 noble boars. Take with you Pidre made of light. Take with you Tale made of rain. Then head towards Mount Kankania. Raise the mountain with your hands, the hill on top of your palms. Then go down to the sanatorium of the underworld. You will be counted among those who go down into the earth. And the gods will know that you have died. Baal the Conqueror obeyed. He fell in love with a heifer at a desert pasture, a young cow in the fields on death's shore. He slept with her 77 times. He mounted her 88 times. She became pregnant, and she bore him the Lord. That is the most enigmatic phrase in this entire sequence. What does that mean? So Baal, before going to the land of the dead, finds a sacred cow and mates with her, and she bears him the Lord. I've read a different translation where instead of saying the Lord, it says Moshe, right? Like Moses. I don't know. I wish I understood more the context of that phrase right there. I find it fascinating. Anyway, we can continue on a little bit more. We arrived at the pleasant place, the desert pasture. At the lovely fields on death's shore we came upon Baal. He had fallen to the ground. Baal the conqueror had died. The prince, the lord of the earth, had perished. Then El, the kind compassionate, came down from his throne, sat on his stool, and coming down from his stool, he sat on the ground. He poured the earth on his head as a sign of mourning, on his skull the dust in which he rolled. He covered his loins with sackcloth. He cut his skin with a knife. He made incisions with a razor, as was typical mourning practice for Canaanitic gods. He cut his cheeks and chin. He raked his arms with a reed. He plowed his chest like a garden. He raked his back like a valley. He raised his voice and shouted, "Baal is dead! What will happen to the people? Dagon's son, what will happen to the masses? I will go down into the earth in Baal's place." Anat was also taking a walk and wandering. On every mountain, in the heart of the earth, on every hill, in the heart of the fields, she arrived at the pleasant place in the desert pasture, the lovely fields on death's shore. She came upon Baal. He had fallen to the ground. She covered her loins with sackcloth, and she grieved. So, that will conclude for today our journey into the texts of ancient Ugarit and the story of Baal the Conqueror. Jaya Jayarati Vina Vinayaka Vina Vinayaka Shri Ganesha Jaya Jayarati Subramanya Subramanya Kartikeya Jaya Jayarati Venugopala Venugopala Venuola Papa Vidura Navanita Chora Jaya Jayarati Venkantaramana Venkantaramana Sankatarana Sitarama Radhe Shama Jaya Jayarati Gauri Manohara Gauri Manohara Bhavani Sankara Samba Sadashiva Uma Maheshwara Jaya Jayarati Raja Rajeshwari Raja Rajeshwari Tripura Sundari Mahalakshmi Mahasaraswati Mahakali Mahashakti Jaya Jayarati Anjaneya Anjaneya Hanumanta Jaya Jayarati Dattatreya Dattatreya Trimutaravatara Jaya Jayarati Adityaya Adityaya Bhaskaraya Jaya Jayarati Sanisharaya Sanisharaya Bhaskaraya Jaya Jayarati Sankaracharya Sankaracharya Advaita Guravi Jaya Jayarati Sadgurunata Sadgurunata Shivananda Jaya Jayarati Vishnu Devananda Vishnu Devananda Vishnu Devananda Jaya Jayarati Agastya Munaye Agastya Munaye Shriyama Priyaye Jaya Jayarati Ayapa Swamine Ayapa Swamine Dharma Shastave Jaya Jayarati Jesus Gurave Moses Gurave Buddha Gurave Jaya Jayarati Muhammad Gurave Guru Nanak Gurave Samastya Gurubho Namaha Jaya Jayarati Venugopala Natatra Suyabati Natandrakaratam Nima Vidyabati Kutayamagni Twamiva Bantamadabanti Sarvam Tasya Pasya Samridam Vivanti Om Gange Kayamune Kaiva Govari Saraswati Narmade Siddhi Kaveri Yaha Namastitam Namo Namaha. Twameva mata, chapita twameva, twameva bandisha saka twameva, twameva vidya, travinam twameva, twameva sarvam mama deva deva, kayena vacha manasindriyarva, budyat manava prakrite sabhavad, karomyadyad mangalam parasmahi, Narayanahi sarmar payami. Sarvadharmam pravijayam ekam saranambrja. Aham svasarapapayo mokshayami masucha. Whatever actions I perform with my body, speech, mind, senses, my nature, my intellect, or my emotions, all these I dedicate to you. To you. Thank you so much for being here as I go through this daily routine. I appreciate it. So now we'll say Kaddish for all those people who died yesterday, and the day before that, and the year before that, and the century before that, and the millennium before that, all the way back to our first common ancestor, 3.8 billion years ago. For all the death and suffering that has existed in the world since life began, we say Kaddish, we say these old holy words. For the last 2,500 years, my ancestors have been repeating these words in response to death. And they sound a little bit like this. Yitgadal vitgadash me rabba, Biama divrachute viamlich malchute, Bachayachon of Yomechon of Chayete Kolbe Israel, Bagala visman kari vimr. Amen. Yehe Shemei Rabba Mivarach Le'alam Omei Omaya Yitbarach Vishtabach Vitbar Vitramam Vitnaseh Vitadar Vitale Vitalal Shemei de Kudesha Barichu Leila Min Kol Berchata Vishirata Tush Berchata Venechemata Jamiran Biama Vimr. Amen. Yehe Shlama Rabba Min Shemaya V'chaim Aleinu V'chol Yisrael Vimr. Amen. Ose Shalom Bimamav Huya Ase Shalom Aleinu V'chol Yisrael Vimr. Amen. Oh, say shalom b'mamav, oh, say shalom aleinu, v'alechol Yisrael, v'imru, v'imru, amen. Good morning. I hope you're having a lovely morning. So, I'm gonna go get some boiled grains. They're cooked. They're over there in the corner. I'm gonna leave the screen for just a moment. And then when I come back, we can have some nice breakfast chat. You can tell me about your day, and I will tell you about mine. Be right back, friends. Hi, Black Curtain. How are you this morning? Welcome to the breakfast stream. Hi, Alexis. How are you? What brings you here today? I am eating quinoa. It's a fast breakfast, I suppose. I'm almost done. How are my classes going? Well, they haven't quite begun yet, but yesterday I sent out an email to my students trying to schedule another meeting. So my class is going to start on the 31st of May, and I wrote a script for a TikTok that I'm going to make for it. I get to make TikToks again, which is really great. Yeah, so the next 2 weeks I'm going to be doing prep for my class, or not even 2 weeks, 12 days. My class starts in 12 days. Gosh. Yeah, so I'm doing prep for my class, and then it will begin, and I will have some students who will be making TikTok content together, and we'll be publishing, and you get to watch it, and I'm excited for that. Sure. I can show you my spoon. I will be posting content on this page. My students will be posting content on some different channels. I do have a dedicated student channel called Glomero Mycota. It's the same name as our server. But no, I think probably for this class students will be posting on their own pages. So here's the spoon. My partner made it for me. It's old and worn. You can see there's some cracking on the handle. It's made of rosewood. And I specifically asked them to make it for me with a flat bottom so that I could scrape the Teflon without injuring the Teflon. It's a good spoon. I like this spoon. It's a very reliable spoon, I must say. Alright, my friends. Well, that concludes today's stream. I hope you have a great day too. Yeah, I'll be here around this time tomorrow to say these words once more. Thanks, T. Okay, I will see you tomorrow. Have a lovely day.